Retain gang, what's poppin', man? This your boy Tay, back at y'all again. As always, man, I like to show my gratitude for everybody clicking on this video. Make sure you hit that like button and also hit that bell if you haven't subscribed already. That way you don't miss a video. I greatly appreciate you. So, a few things I learned from my relapsing days. All right, this was a question that I had. Thought this was a great question, man, so we're gonna tap into it. Make sure y'all stick around for the whole video. First, I want to say, when I mean relapse, a relapse to me is doing something unwillingly, right? So you relapse, meaning that you didn't mean to let go. You didn't mean to indulge in that activity, but you did it anyway, right? You had no control over the situation. So that's what I mean by a relapse, all right? One of the main things that I learned, bro, is that I wasn't in control of my life. You know, as you know, humans, man, we have a big ego. So we think we know everything. We just think that we have so much control and that everything in our life, we know it all. And that's false. How can you know everything when you don't know yourself? And that's what I was facing, because if I would have known myself, I would have had more control to not relapse and not indulge in things that I didn't want to look at. But I was doing it anyway, because why? I didn't have no control, you know? And I realized that, like, wow, I really am just a pawn in my own life. I'm taking the back seat in my own life, right? If it's something that I don't want to do, why do I keep doing it? So it took me to realize that I need to change myself. I need to change something, because the fact that something else can control me means that I'm lost. I'm a lost soul. And I want you guys to realize that too, man. Are you really in control of your life? Because if you are in control, you should have discipline over yourself. You should be able to tell yourself no or tell yourself yes, right? With the least amount of conflict. See, the reason why I know you don't know yourself, and the reason why I didn't know myself, is because when I try to do something, there was so much conflict within myself. And conflict means there's no balance. There's no agreement. You guys don't get along. So my higher self and my lower self were in conflict because they didn't get along. You know? But as the journey went on, you know, even now, it's a lot more easier for me to make decisions, because I've allowed my higher self and my lower self to get acquainted, to work together. So now it's easier for them to agree. And that's what balance is when two people, two entities, two energies can come to an agreement and work in harmony. So you got to find balance within yourself. You know, you can't make excuses for yourself. Excuses, that's what cowards do. See, guys, what you have to understand is our ego never wants to be wrong. So it'll create excuses to justify our actions. The truth hurts. You know, shining that light on yourself, it hurts. But you have to do it in order for you to grow. That's a part of evolution. You got to shine that light on every aspect of your behavior so that you can bring it to the surface and deal with it. But excuses keeps everything in the dark. It lets you feel good about your shortcomings. Okay, and you're going to stunt your growth. You're never going to evolve. You're never going to evolve if you make excuses. Okay, truth is truth. You got to shine light on yourself and throw away all that BS. If you're making excuses for yourself on why you can't be where you want to be at in life, then you're never going to get there. You got to look yourself in the mirror, take that mask off, and be truthful. Okay? Another thing that I learned from my relapsing days is that I had no respect for myself. Okay? Anytime a person does harm to themselves, you know, over and over again, habitually, that means you have no respect. You have no self-love. And that's what I was facing. You know, because at that time in my life, I really was going through something. And you know, I was trying to rebuild the pieces. I was trying to pick the pieces back up together and build my life back up. So through those times, man, I really had to find love, find self-love, find self-respect. And it took a while, and it eventually happened, but it took a while for it to come into place. Okay? But one thing I realized is that, guys, if you're sitting here killing yourself slowly by wasting your resources, wasting your vital energy, what does that say about you? You know, who in their right mind will waste their vital energy for no reason, no purpose at all, and just go about your day like nothing happened? You know, it's the little things, guys. Some of y'all might not think this is big, but it's the little things of how you treat yourself. The way you treat yourself is going to reflect in your life. So if you have no respect for yourself, what do you think is going to happen? Who do you think you're going to attract in your life? Respect? Love? And now we get into why people have a hard time finding love, or people have a hard time gaining respect. People have a hard time living the life that they want, because you're not living that life within. Right? You wasting all your resources, but then you wonder why you always broke. You ain't got no money. You can't never do what you want to do. You wonder why you got anxiety in public. You wondering why people don't respect you. Do you respect yourself? Do you hold on? Do you enrich yourself with knowledge? Do you enrich yourself with your own vital energy? If you're not rich within, you can't be rich without. And that's one thing I had to learn. When I started to really discipline myself and hold on to my energy and enrich my mind, my spirit, this is when I seen myself start to gain in the physical world. My finances went up. My health got better. You know, my interaction with people, my social status went up. Everything started to happen and fall in place when I started to work on myself within. Because that's where it all starts, man. Everything starts with you first. Okay? And it took for me to relapse over and over and over and over and over and over again for me to realize nothing's going to change until I make the change for myself first. Okay? I can't blame the corn. I can't blame the cheeks. I can't blame nothing but myself, because I make the decision. You know what I'm saying? We all have a choice in life. We all have a choice, and it's your choice to make the right choice for you, not for nobody else, for you. Okay? No excuses, man. No time for you to be a coward and run away from your tendencies. Right? You need to embrace your tendencies and your habits and change them. Change them for the better. Okay? Because your habits turn into routine. Your routine is who you are, who you become. You can tell who somebody is by what they do every single day. That's who you are. So change who you are by changing what you do every day. All right? The last thing I learned in my relapsing days is that I had no direction. Okay, this is why it was so hard for me to stop. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there? You feel what I'm saying? And I was at a point in my life where I didn't know what I wanted to do. You know, I didn't know what my gifts were. I didn't know anything about myself. So to fill that void, the only thing I knew how to do was to feel this release, feel that pleasure. Well, what I thought was pleasure at the time, but really I was just killing myself. Really, I was just keeping myself stuck and stagnant in the same time and space. Okay, guys? In order for a change to happen, you got to make the move. You got to make the first move. But the first move starts in here. Okay? Your mind. You got to make up that decision. Right? We're going into the 5D, the 5 dimension, which means that you're able to choose your timeline based off your thoughts. You can jump into a timeline that you want. So guys, it's all about you jumping into that timeline that you want. You want to become the best version of yourself? You got to picture that timeline. What would it be like? What would it feel like? And then give your energy to that. Stop giving your energy to the low vibrational version of yourself. The version of yourself that you're trying to escape. You're trying to grow out of. Right? Stop giving that person energy. You got to give your energy to the things that you want. One thing about life is you have to change the flow of energy. Okay, so with retention, your flow of energy is going down and out. You got to train yourself for that energy to come up, flow up and out, right? Up and out, meaning it's flowing through you, and then it permeates through your aura, as opposed to it flowing down and shooting out your little mans. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a waste. But when you learn to circulate that energy throughout your body, now you're getting into some, you know, some real super spiritual, powerful stuff. Okay, guys? And I want to let you know this, man. My relapsing days taught me all of this. This is why I can come on camera and be so vulnerable to you guys, because I want you guys to understand that you're not the only one that went through this or that's going through this, right? You might look at somebody like me now and be like, man, how are you going 7 years? How have you went that long? How are you on a long streak? But guys, I'm here to tell you that I've been through it, right? Because I went through it, but I didn't quit. I stayed persistent on my journey because I wanted to see it through. And I'm the type of man, if I start something, I gotta finish. I have to finish. I can't stop and quit halfway through, because that'll eat me up, you know? Regret is worse than failure. Shoulda, coulda, woulda is worse than I tried and failed. So make up in your mind what you wanna be, who you wanna be, what you wanna see, okay? And focus on that. Have tunnel vision and put all your energy through that tunnel. And I guarantee you're gonna jump into that timeline. Okay, guys? So if you're having trouble with the relapse, just understand it's a phase. But don't quit. Don't give up. You're gonna get stronger and stronger over time. All right, but it takes time and it takes patience. Okay, but through this time, make sure that you're learning about yourself. Make sure that you're growing. Make sure you're enriching yourself with knowledge. Okay? Make sure you instill your purpose. Use this time to redefine yourself. And I promise you, the relapses will stop. You'll see yourself being at balance with your lower self, having more control, and being able to utilize this energy for your benefit. Okay? So I just want to do this quick video, man. What I learned from my relapse. All right? I hope you guys learned something from this video. With that being said, if you guys want to donate to the channel, I'll leave all my links in the description and in my pinned comments. Also, if you need a consultation, you want to speak to your boy Tay, I'll leave a link for that as well. With that being said, y'all have a beautiful day, man, and I'm out. Peace.